Greetings all, Shane Bruce, Resto Ma Daisy, and I know it just popped into your head. What in the world is going on that countertop? Where did all them funny colored daisies come from? Well, they came from here. We've been playing around with different types of wood dye, especially on some what I believe to be less than spectacular maple stocks, and decided, while we're at it, we've got a bunch of old bummed up daisy stocks that have been sitting around here because we replaced them with maple stocks. We might as well see what we can do about changing their appearance. So let's take a look here. We've talked about Chiquita before. This was one of the stars of the recent Castle Shoot event. And I was amazed at how many people in attendance really liked that yellow gun, that yellow stock with the bright steel finish. And a lot of discussion evolved about what next color you should try to do. It was pretty evenly divided between red, blue, and green. I do have red dye in hand, so red was the next one we did. And it worked out pretty well too. Once again, we're leaving these bright because the, that way if I want, I can fire blue them later. But for now, the bright look, I believe, is complements the fact that they have a different style, a different color of stock on them. Let's flip the red one around real quick, give you a look at the other side. Once again, this was a maple stock that I didn't think had any figure in it. Lots of bands.
No, it's just color. The color on this is getting really weird.
Well, it's kind of weird to look at.
No, I meant like your camera itself is changing the color of the tone.
Really?
Yeah, it's going from like a weird yellow to like bright. It's weird. Keep going.
The camera's lost its mind? All right, we'll have to tell the viewership to, be advised. The camera has lost its mind. Not to be unexpected as a camera.
Well, you'll see what I mean when you go back and watch it. It basically goes from like, it tints it yellow to like tints it normal. It's weird.
Well, anyway, this was supposed to be red. I think it's a kind of a pinkish color, and other people have different perspectives on it. But it's not a bad look. It's a different look. You don't see a red and silver daisy every day any more than you see a yellow and silver daisy every day. Now, back here is a 1938 model Red Ryder, and with factory wood. The original factory stocks, the varnish had cracked, chipped, and peeled. So I went ahead and scraped that off and then sanded it and then gave it a blast of yellow. And it doesn't look too bad. I mean, I'm going to wait and see how it goes with in terms of handling and shooting. But it's not a bad color choice. I've seen worse. Hell, I've done worse. Now, so the reason we're talking about this is that, everybody's got an old daisy. Okay, not everybody, but most everybody has got an old daisy, and it's been laying around the closet for years and years and years. And probably looks so, I don't know, something like this rusty old daisy. I don't want to lay it on my green mat because it's so covered with crap, with a chip stock and a cracked wrist. It's just not what you would call attractive. Now, is it still functional? Yeah. Are there purists that say never ever touch the finish on a gun? Yeah. Am I one of those people? No. So I'm going to blow the rust off of this. I'm probably going to replace these stocks, and then later on I'll refinish these stocks. This is a 11140 low pivot gun. This is the same basic stock off another 11140. You'll notice that this one as well had a broken wrist. That's been repaired. The surface finish on this one was a little worse than this. The varnish has not crinkled up and cracked, but it, as you can see, has had tremendous amount of wear and tear on the butt. But you can bring the finish back up. Now, it's old wood. You're not going to eliminate all these dark pits here, and blims and all this stuff stays in the gun. It doesn't go away unless you want to sand it down to next to nothing. But you can get a good finish on it, and Danish oil will give you the protection to keep the wood alive and intact. And that's the factory form. Now, this is in my standard dye for curly maple, and it works okay on poplar, but as you can see, you get a lot of blotchiness there in poplar. Poplar is an odd hardwood. Let's move over to the next one here. This is another poplar stock, a factory daisy stock done in dark mission brown, and it's not a bad look. Some folks like brown, some folks don't, but that's an acceptable looking stock, I think. And the good thing about dyeing stocks is that you actually can make out some figure in the wood. Not that this wood has a lot of figure, but it's there. Danish oil does a great job at penetrating the wood, preserving the wood, keeping the wood protected. And the third one down there is yet another 1938 Red Ryder stock, done with the traditional die pack that I use on curly maple. And you see the same basic results. The imprint on the Red Ryder is pretty good. The wear and tear the gun's had in its lifetime shows up. It's quite evident. There's some blotchiness, and that's just what you're going to end up with if you want to maintain or modify the original stock set. And you can always build another set of stocks for them, because this stuff is only 1 inch thick, and anybody with a pocket knife and some intuition, you can make your own stock out of just about anything. So, colors. Yellow daisies, red daisies, soon to have a blue daisy as soon as my die gets in. And then we'll look at maybe going with a white daisy.
Nah. Fuck that.
No white. So we got yellow, blue. Oh, we're gonna do green. We're gonna try green.
Yeah.
Okay. On these non-figured maple stocks, and then we may even give it a shot on some poplar and see how that takes it. Although poplar just doesn't seem to be receptive to a dye system. Stain may work better. Anyway, that's something for you to consider in terms of what you can do to your old daisy. This is what I do to these old daisies. Don't feel compelled to follow my lead, but don't feel compelled to just leave it sitting in the corner, rusting away, pining for use. But, you know, it's so ugly, nobody wants to shoot it. That's all we've got for you today, kids. This is Shane Bruce, Rest on My Daisy, signing off.